What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ, aka the Santa Fe Bomber. Thank you so much for checking out my latest sculpting video. On this episode, we're focusing on a dog named Greg. So as I build up the armature right here, I'm speeding through it because not too much exciting is happening. Just trying to get a basic skeletal structure, bulk it out with a little bit of aluminum foil, and then just pile clay on. Once we're done there, we're gonna bake it, and we end up with a smooth, plain, anatomical feature. I like to separate the upper arm because I know the clothes that are going on this later from the actual forearm, because I know the forearms are going to have to be a specific size, right? The upper arm doesn't really matter as much because it's going to have a coat or like a bathrobe on him, I guess. You'll see. But the forearm needs to actually look good, look like an actual forearm. So that's where all the details going in. Saved a little bit for you just in case you like it. Now that we got both the forearms nice and smooth and baked, I know you saw it. I know you saw we were missing. Our boy needs to be caked up. Can't be out in public not caked up, right? So here we go. 2 clay balls, mash them in, and get to work. Need to have a defining line in the middle. A quick press, a quick swipe. Nice. Here we go. All right, now that we got the body all basically figured out, formed out, we're gonna start on the head. Take a big lump. We're gonna form it into kind of like a bean shape, if you will. And from here, we're gonna take 2 pre-baked eyeballs and mash them into the eye sockets. It happened. I lost the video, but whatever. Moving on to the nose. Nice little button nose for the dog. And some ears. I like to get the same amount of clay, try to make it as even as possible so I have less taken off, smoothing out later on. Basically make a concave, fold it on, smooth it. Kind of looking like a chihuahua right now. Once we got the appropriate size of them, we're gonna fold the ears over, give them a good flop. Who doesn't love a good flop, you know? All right. Once we're done there, it's time for a bake. And he had a strunk in the oven, but don't worry about that. We'll clean it up later after we give him some eyelids and some eyebrows. We're moving on to the feet now. Keeping it simple on this one, I'm just giving him some slippers. He's out in the morning, right? Morning, watering his lawn, taking care of it, as any good, good neighbor does. I think he likes to do it in his slippers, though. And the other slipper. Nothing too fancy, but nice. All right, from here, after that, we're gonna start making some clothes. I feel like Greg likes to water his lawn in a beater, you know? Once you put it there, smooth the edges, and we're on to some pants. I'm gonna give you Pervs one more little butt shot. All right, that's it. That's all you get. Once you put the clay on, really just going to be smoothing everything out. Make sure the pants don't look like capris anymore. And fade the top into the long legs. So So it all looks like one smooth pant leg. The waistband. And the drawstring. What's funny is I did all of this little detail, especially these pockets, right? Looks great. You can't see them at all. So, but it fills out the timeline, which is nice. There you go. Now he's got pants, some little pajama bottoms. And we're moving on to his bathrobe. From here, literally just flattened out one long strip of clay, cut it into a form that I knew was going to be appropriate for the bathrobe front. Take it all, smooth it out. And once it's all smooth, I like to leave a little excess clay so that way I can make sure the dimensions are going to be fit. You know, easier to take it off than to add it on. So we're going to cut around, smooth it out everywhere. Now it's time to add the belt. Is it a belt? Like the thing around a bathrobe's waistband? Anyway, the thing that keeps it together. Add that around the hips. Press it on, give it a little loop. And now some arms. We're gonna take a square piece of rolled out clay that's the same thickness as the the body. Smooth them all together, smooth the seams. Make it look like it was all one cohesive part. Some detail work. And now we get some pockets we can actually see. I actually don't know what the name of this, like, the lapel thing is. I don't know what you call it, but it definitely makes a difference. I feel like that's what separates a nice robe versus a non-nice robe, you know? Anyway, I gotta cut it, smooth it all on, make it look like it was on purpose. All right, we're focusing on some hands and now on some beans for you. Take a little lump of clay, push it on to the wrist. Right now, I'm really just trying to get a size appropriate pad, you know. I'll focus on the beans in a second. I'm trying to get the right size right here. Once we do that, I'm going to cut in the beans. Start to spread them out. Now that we got the beans formed, we need something to drink in the morning. Now, as I fiddle around with this, trying to figure out how does a dog hold a coffee cup? It took me a while, but I think I figured it out. He's got some fat beans. He can do it with one. There you go. I feel feel like Greg's probably a tea man, tea dog. You know, I'm a coffee drinker. Everybody has their own vices. I feel like Greg likes tea. All right. Either way, if you've been a keen observer, you knew which coffee cup I was going with. They say life imitates art. I think Greg would hold a cat coffee cup. I mean, I like the cat coffee cup. You can see it in the background, but it's a solid cup. And once we add some detail to it, throw everything in for a bake. Now, if you haven't caught on, Greg's watering his lawn, always out there, steadfast in his goal. He needs the water. So we're gonna make a little armature wire, throw some clay on, bake it, give it a sand. And line it up so Greg doesn't look like he's doing anything weird with that hand. Now that we got that in place, time for some fine detail on the actual hose. Guess it's a nozzle. I don't know, would you call that a nozzle? The part that attaches the nozzle to the hose. I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. Gonna add the ring on. Cut it to length. We're going to finish up some final detail on this hose. And it's time for the assembly. With that, folks, the video is done. I'm going to leave you with some glamour shots, but as always, I really appreciate you. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to win some money in the new year, you know we got you over in the Bloody Water Podcast. Hit the links in the description. Enjoy the glamour shots. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bearsy? Come here, come on. Come on. It's hot outside.